What's up guys, Ryan here from Mud Gunner, and today I have a fun video to share with you. We have a new suppressor for the channel. I did an unboxing video of it, but we have the Griffin Armament Recce 7 suppressor. This is a 30 cal suppressor, and today's video is going to be my very first day with it. I have two videos planned. The first one is the one you guys are watching right now. We are going to compare this to the HRT 556, also by Griffin Armament. Is it a fair comparison? No, because this is a 556 specific, this is a 30 cal. But I figured when I was getting this, I was looking at videos on what other people were running it on, and I like to see comparison videos, even though they may not be a fair comparison. But what I did try to keep somewhat fair was we're running both of them on 11.5-inch guns. So for the HRT 556, I've done a video on this already. I have it on a BCM 11.5 here. This is kind of a HRT clone, so the FBI HRT inspired clone is not correct because it's on a BCM, but yeah, I built this gun out for this can, and so far I like it. It's a dual lock system, so it has this lock right here. Push this, and then it rotates into a locking groove. You screw it on. It does have a taper lock, which let me show you real fast. See how all the front is like all carboned up, and then the back is clean? That's because there's a taper right here before the threads, and that keeps the back side of it very clean and less carbon. So this screws on, and then once that's on there, you just lift this up and rotate it, and sometimes you just have to tighten it a little bit and it'll fall into place. There we go. So now it's completely locked. There's no side-to-side play, and that is the dual lock because it's tapered, and then there's 3 teeth that lock into those grooves. So I like the suppressor, no issues so far. But what we got is the Recce 7, it's a taper-only lock. So for this one, I haven't shot this yet, you'll see it's got the threads, and then it's got the taper back here, but that's the only way it locks on. So it's basically just a direct thread onto a muzzle device, not the barrel. It's just a direct thread suppressor, if I find the groove there, and it just taper locks. So there's nothing else to do to it. So it's a very proven system, like they've been out for a long time. This is just my first time with theirs. And yeah, I would say the main host that this can is going to go on is going to eventually be the Griffin Armament 300 Blackout SBR. I'm just waiting for that still, but I wanted to try it on this in the meantime, and I do have one other video that we're going to record today. You guys will see it after this one. I have my LWRC here. This is an 18-inch 556. We're going to see how it does on this too in a different video, so you guys will see that later, but this has the taper lock muzzle brake on there. So those are the videos I want to record with the suppressor today, and I just wanted to bring you guys along with. Now the suppressor was provided to me by Griffin Armament, so was the HRT 556, so that is the relationship between me and Griffin. They supplied me with that suppressor, and they supplied me with this suppressor. The guns are all mine. I bought them all used and built them out, but yeah, that's what we have to work with. So I want to thank Griffin Armament for sending it to me. I am very excited to use it. I'm really excited for when we get to throw this on the 300 Blackout. I think that one will be pretty sweet, but I bet it'll run pretty well on here too, because 30 cal cans, I've done a lot of videos comparing 30 cal suppressors on 556, and I would say a lot of the times they compare just as well as a 556 can while being less back pressure because you have the 30 cal hole instead of the 22 caliber hole. So yeah, let me get some mags loaded up and then I'll show you how it shoots. Before we run these suppressed, I want to show you guys the 4 muzzle devices I have here to work with from Griffin Armament. I also want to show you guys the ammo we're using. We're using a PMC X-Tac 55 grain 556. It's a good round. I use it for everything, suppressed, unsuppressed, no issues. And the nice thing about Griffin is not only do they make a bunch of different mounting systems for suppressors, so you have like the taper lock, you have the dual lock, you have the gate lock, which is like the bird cage, kind of like the Knights Armament style. Someone's shooting over there. You have a lot of different mounting systems for suppressors, and with that comes its own mounting device, the muzzle device. But what's cool is even though they have a lot of different styles of muzzle devices, they have all their variations in each mounting system. So what I mean by that is the first Griffin suppressor I have is the HRT. This is a dual lock system. So it locks on, it taper mounts, and it locks into these teeth here, and they make a bunch of different styles. So this is the flash comp. It's a flash hider compensator built into one. It's on a CZ Bren. Unfortunately, this gun is only shooting single shot right now because of the piston spring in here. It's got an HB Industries heavy duty recoil spring, but it's too heavy duty. This gun is only a single shot right now, and it doesn't matter if it's suppressed, unsuppressed, any of the 3 gas settings, it's only gonna fire 1 round at a time, which sucks. I've tried calling them like 3 times, left voicemails, they don't respond. So HB Industries, if you can respond, I can buy the factory recoil spring. It's like $3 online, but then like $12 shipping. So I just haven't done it yet, but I need to. So I'm gonna show you guys what the flash comp is like. We're just gonna have to fire it 1 round at a time. And then this is the tactical compensator. I think this one looks the coolest. Is it gonna perform the best? I'm not sure. I think most muzzle devices on 556 are pretty comparable, but what you have here is ports almost all the way around. The bottom is solid, and the reason why the bottom is solid is you want that muzzle flash and the gases to go up to keep your barrel down. You don't want them down because that's going to send your barrel up as you shoot. So that's the reason why you have an alignment on suppressors or muzzle devices. You need to have it timed to properly vent the gases. So that is the tactical compensator. This is the taper mount for the Recce, but they also make it in the dual lock system. On my HRT clone here, I have just the standard bird cage because that's what they run as bird cages, not suppressors. But yeah, just a standard bird cage. It works good. And then you see, I've shot this one a lot more. The taper is doing really well, preventing the gases from going back because you see the gases are only up here. So that taper is working pretty well on that. And then most of the suppressors come with some type of minimalist brake. So this is just a single port muzzle brake, and this is the taper lock for the Recce as well, but they also do it in the other ones. So normally muzzle brakes are louder, but they make it a little bit softer shooting. The flash hiders, the tactical comp, that might be comparable to a flash hider or a flash comp. Those are gonna be like what most people wanna go with. Muzzle brakes are loud, they are nice. If you're solely running it suppressed, I do like muzzle brakes, but I don't solely run suppressed, so I do run a lot of the other stuff. So let me get my eyes and ears on, and then we will show you guys how these muzzle devices work. We're just gonna shoot a few rounds through each one. So we're gonna start with the Bren here. Again, this is only gonna fire one round at a time. It doesn't matter what gas setting it's on, it doesn't matter if it's suppressed, it's only gonna fire one round at a time. So this is the flash comp. Recoil wise, I mean, this is also piston driven, so it's kind of an unfair comparison to the ARs. But I mean, it seems nice. There's like very little play. Like watch, I won't even, like no play whatsoever. Like that's nice. But yeah, just, it's like a bolt action. It's a straight pull bolt action. Now let's run the flash hider. So just your standard flash hider. Out here, you see, it's not gonna be too much more as it slightly touches my cheek. But yeah, that's not bad. Bird cage is perfectly fine. Let's go tactical compensator. Again, I think this one looks the coolest. Does it perform the best though? Let's see. It's still soft. Again, these are all, it's a soft shooting round, it's not bad. Let me try these side by side. And I have the ears on, so you guys are gonna have to tell me, or what about you, camera girl, what do you think?
I think that one's louder.
This one's louder?
Yeah.
Okay, because normally you can't tell when you're the shooter because you're behind it all, but since she's standing on the side, she gets a better feel for it. So we'll go bird cage and then tactical comp. Okay, so this feels slightly less recoil like that, but I'm also holding it with my dominant hand. I don't know. Is it a big difference? No, but again, I like that you have the options. So yeah, I do like that tactical comp. All right, now the minimalist brake, and this is on an 18-inch pretty heavy duty piston driven AR. I know this is overkill, guys, don't worry. Okay. It doesn't move. Okay, it moves a little bit. And I have a mountain here, just in case you guys are wondering. I'm not pointing it like over the mountain. Yeah, I think it's fine. It doesn't feel noticeably different. You see, even when the reason why I'm taking it off my shoulder is to see how much it does without, like, you know, my shoulder supporting it. I think they're very similar. I wouldn't get too caught up on the muzzle device. The only thing I would say to get caught up on is if you have to shoot near other people unsuppressed, muzzle brakes are obnoxious. It just is what it is. Everything else I think is pretty fair, like not too bad, but muzzle brakes will be obnoxious next to other people. But I think when you're really behind the gun, they can be nice. Like I run 3-port muzzle brakes on like my Scar 17 for my silencer go can. That's pretty nice, and it's gonna be a little bit softer shooting in my opinion than like a flash hider. But for these, I don't think it matters. What matters is how well do they do suppressed. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna load up some more ammo, and then we're gonna shoot the two main guns here, the 11.5 LMT, the 11.5 BCM. They are both running Geisley H2 buffers and springs, and they are both 11.5-inch direct impingement guns. So as fair as I could make it, the only thing that's not fair is one's a 30 cal suppressor, one's a 5.56 from the same company. Baffles, what's nice about Griffin is as they come out with better designs for their baffles, they come out with new iterations of the suppressor. So this is a Recce 7 Mod 5. I don't know every difference between the mods or the generations, but I think it's cool that as they update their technology, they update their suppressors without coming out with a whole new one. Now, I like new suppressors, but you know, it's cool that you get the best performance in that model that you wanted. Like I've always wanted, like a Recce, I've always wanted the M4SD 2. I don't have that one yet, I want to get it, but they're updating it to a new generation, and I think that'll be cool because, yeah, just I like that feature. Other companies like Surefire did the RC and then the RC2, but then the RC2 hasn't been modified in forever. It is a good suppressor, but I just like that they stay on top of their technology and give you guys the upgrades without overcharging you for a whole new suppressor. So going on a tangent, but yeah. So Mod 5, this is the first gen HRT. I haven't played with the second gen HRT, but it's supposed to be nice as well. So I need to load up some mags and then we will shoot these. So give me one sec. Guys, I don't know if you could hear, there's 4 planes above us right now. These are the, what does the admin call them? The Azerbaijan planes. I don't get the reference, but they're not having a dogfight above us, but it sounds like they are, minus the gunfire. They're just flying really close together. It's pretty cool. I just hear them do like the little flyby. Sometimes the planes get really low out here. I'm like, you guys realize I'm shooting, right? Does that sound cool? I can barely see them. All right, so minus the planes, these should sound pretty nice suppressed. I am not gonna wear ears. Is it the greatest? No. So I'm doing this for you guys just to tell you guys my thoughts, but Griffin does make a good suppressor. I can vouch for it, at least on the HRT 556. Now, what's funny is I've actually been shooting this a little bit today. I had some issues with a magazine, and then I had to switch the mic because my other one, it was just very staticky. So, so far we've put about, I don't know what, 60 rounds through it, and it's been running good. It also rolled off the table and hit the ground, which I was a little sad. It's a durable suppressor, so I got a little gouge on the hard rocks here, but yeah. As far as the mounting system goes, again, this just screws on here, and it's taper lock, so the gases won't come out the back, but it's basically direct thread it onto the muzzle device. So there we go, that's it. As far as the HRT goes, in my head, I think I like this mounting system more. It feels more solid to me. I don't know if it's just in my head, but so with this, you pull down, you lock it in a middle position right here. You screw this on. So screw that on, and then you move it over, and it locks in place, no play. So I like that. So I got 30 rounds of PMC X-Tac in both of these, so that one's chambered. And then we'll do this one. What are we gonna do first? Let's do the HRT first. And if you guys want a standalone video of the HRT, my first impressions, I did that video, I think back in October or November. And yeah, I mean, since then I've been running it only on this gun because my Bren doesn't work properly. I did run it on a 5.7, but that gun I'm having issues with the gun itself, not the can. So it's basically living on this. That's what I built this gun around. And so far I love it. And yeah, let's just get to some shooting. So yeah, 5.56, is it like super quiet? No, but it is significantly quieter than without a suppressor. And yeah, I mean, I think as far as how quiet you can get 5.56 minus running subsonic, obviously, I think that's as good as it gets within reason. I will show you guys this one. My initial impressions are that this one is slightly quieter just because it's a bigger suppressor. But if you think about it, it's a 30 cal suppressor, so it has a bigger hole, more room for gases to escape. So let's see. I know when I shoot one and then go to the other, it may not seem noticeable. It might sound the exact same. Video obviously is not going to be the same as being here in person. I can say they, like picking them up, they sound the exact same. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to shoot them side by side so you guys can have a slightly better comparison, because again, you can only get 5.56 so quiet. But as far as comfort goes, it feels very comfortable. It's longer, and I think an ounce or 2 ounces heavier than that one, but I really don't notice it. Like, this gun is not too wieldy. I mean, would I want to run it on a 16-inch gun? Probably not, just because it'll be too long. But 11.5, 10.5, I assume it's pretty nice. I have the sling off right now because I was zeroing this gun earlier, but yeah, I have my mag pull sling for it too. So let's shoot them both side by side. We're gonna do the HRT in the right hand, and the reason why I'm gonna swap hands is because the mic is right here. So the ejection port, I think the gun that's on the left is generally gonna be louder, but you guys will be able to hear. It'll be quieter than what they're shooting over there though, for sure. So, all right, we're gonna go HRT, then the Recce 7. So they sound similar, but the Recce 7 might be slightly quieter. What do you guys think? What do you think, camera girl? Can you tell?
Yeah, the Recce is.
The Recce's quieter? Okay, put them on safe. Let me swap hands now. So, now the ejection port of the HRT build is on the left, closer to the mic. So here we go. So we'll go Recce 7. Again, it's not night and day different. I'm not gonna say, oh my gosh, this can's so much quieter, but there is a slight difference. So tone-wise, they both sound pretty nice. There's no like ringing muzzle devices or anything like that. Why would you go HRT over Recce? Well, I think if you want a 5.56 designated can that is a little bit shorter, a little bit lighter, I think that's why you would go with it. I do think it looks better than the Recce would look on here. Now a Recce 5 and 5.56 might look just as good, but I like this. I also like the mounting system. I don't ever have to think about it backing off because it physically can't. Not that I feel like this will back off. Like the taper mount systems are pretty good. As far as other taper mount cans that I have the Q suppressors. I have the Honey Badger SD, and I have the Q Half Nelson on a Sig Rattler. Those are both direct thread to the barrel. They don't direct thread to a muzzle device. They are direct thread to the barrel, and I've never had any issues with those backing off. So as far as taper mounting systems go, I have experience with other cans, and I do like it. It's probably too hot to touch. I don't want to take it off yet. But yeah, I mean, there's no play. I can't really grab it hard. With direct thread pistol suppressors, generally you have to retighten after every mag because it doesn't taper lock. It's just a wall against a 90-degree shoulder, so there's no sealing that's happening there. There's a physical seal that happens with the taper because they're at a slight angle. I don't know the science behind it, but it does work. So yeah, I mean, so far I like that. And again, if you want the modularity of being able to run this on a lot of different guns, 300 blackout, which is my main purpose for this suppressor, 5.56, 308, I could definitely see myself getting this on a 308. I don't have a 308 to throw it on as of right now, but I could definitely see it being a good 308 can. And I watched the other videos on YouTube of people running it on 308s, and it seems very comparable. So yeah, I mean, so far I like it. There's not much other comparisons I could do on it today. I am gonna run it on this. Once it cools down, we could put it on there. But the main video for this one is running the 11.5 side by side to show you guys. So yeah, I like that, and I'm excited to get more rounds behind this too. But I'm really excited when we get the 300 blackout to throw it on, because I bet it's going to be a very quiet system. I'm doing the Griffin Armament PSD 9.5-inch 300 blackout, so that'll be cool. And then I'm going to run a muzzle brake because it'll be a designated 300 blackout suppressed gun. I don't really plan on running it unsuppressed that much. Yeah, it's still too hot. We gotta wait, but yeah, that's really cool. That's some fast shooting. All right, I am gonna run this one suppressed. This is the LWRC M6A3 DMR. I'm taking this scope cover off so that I can adjust the piston here, because this is an adjustable piston. So right now it's on the normal. There should be a suppress setting, I think. Let's see. I don't know which one. Where's the marking? Okay, so right now it's in normal. So now it's in suppressed. We're gonna throw this on here. I'm excited to run this one suppressed. So I am gonna do a standalone video of this, which you guys will see after this one, but this is just gonna be the first impressions of it. I'm gonna throw this back on here again. I used the sunshade so that the gases do not go into the glass of the scope, because look at that. That's the gases from the piston here. So that is why I do that. Okay, so we got that. Got this. Now this is gonna be the same 55 grain ammo I was just shooting. Nothing has changed. We have a steel target at like 122 yards. Should be no problem for this because it's a 25 power scope, but all right. So 55 grain. I'm excited to see how this runs. Let's see. I'm gonna shoot dirt and then I'll shoot steel. Oh, that's not bad at all. All right, steel. That's really nice. Like, let's see. I mean, it's in a tripod, so it's not gonna have much kick, but that's not bad at all. And like the recoil or the sound is a lot less, but it's also like further away because I mean it's an 18-inch barrel. That is really comfortable to shoot. Nice. Let me grab the HRT. So here's the HRT, same spot. Right, here's this. Yeah, so it's much more noticeable on this than it was the 11.5. But yeah, that's sweet. I'm excited to run this. So I have 77 grains we're gonna get this thing zeroed with. But yeah, let's see. So I have a target here at 25 yards. I'm going to aim for the 9 in the gut. And it was zeroed with 62 grain at 100 yards like a long time ago. So it's gonna hit a little low, but let me do the 9. I'm actually gonna do the 8. Already shot the 9. All right, let me go show you guys that group because it's a good group. I mean, it's at 5 power right now. It's not on anything crazy. So that's 5 rounds with the 55 grain. So earlier when I took the suppressor off, I was running 62 grain just to see. So I aimed here and hit there with 62 grain, but that group I just shot was this. So all stacked with 55 grain ammo out of a 1-in-7 twist 18-inch barrel. Now we're gonna run the 77 grains and that'll be nice at 100 yards. This is only 25 yards. So the reason why it's hitting low is because it was zeroed for 100 at the 62 grain. So that's why it hits low at 25 yards. But yeah, not a bad group from that thing. That's gonna wrap it up for the Recce 7 in this video. Again, it was just a small comparison between different 5.56s. Once I get the 300 blackout, you guys will see more of it. And then if I get a 308 down the road that I can run this on, you bet your ass I'm gonna run it on a 308 too at some point, because that'll be sweet. What FDE 308 would this look good on? I have other 308s, it's just they're already suppressed, or I already have designated suppressors that are coming in for them. So yeah, right now, only 5.56, but again, I can't wait to shoot it on the Griffin PSD 300 blackout. And again, I wanna thank Griffin, they did send me this. But no money exchange, just, you know, showing the product to you guys. And yeah, that's sweet. I like that. And I think I'm gonna run it on this a lot more too, because I want a reason to shoot this gun more. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the standalone video of this on the LWRC with the 77 grains. That'll be coming out here soon. And I will see you guys in my next video.